A poem by Maya Angelou, Cage Bird. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright long, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. Thank you. I'm Barry Larson, joined by Coach Jared Young for tonight's action between Clark Fork High School and the Wallace Miners. Turn it over to PA announcer Jared Schauber for the national anthem.
Starting tonight, for Norfolk. Number 2, Paige Valier. Number 3, Emily Myers. Number 4, Eloise Shelton. Number 10, Emily Ruder. And number 15, Grace Yancey. The Wallace Cats are coached by Jordan Evans and assisted by Matt Major.
Is that the right numbers?
Yeah.
It's a wrong name.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Oh, okay. Oh.
I just said it because
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Miner fans. Home of Curry Crulis Court got another good one for you tonight. Hopefully you joined us last night for the Wallace Kellogg game, which was a great ball game. Barry, I think we have another one, good one on our hands tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if the Miners can get back on the winning track. Right now on the season they're 5-8, but they're losing their last three pretty important contests, and we'll see if they can get back on track versus Clark Fork and finish up the season next Tuesday and Thursday versus they play at home versus Lakeside on Tuesday and home versus Lakeside on Dennis Prep. So see if they can get some momentum going for the district tournament.
Yeah, right before that district tournament. So the girls are still playing for a shot at first place in the conference. And Brittany Phillips wins the tip here tonight for the Miners as they'll start off hopefully on the right foot with a basket.
What do you think about some picks to click here tonight, just as we say that?
Jaden House connects from three.
That's a no-brainer, Jaden House. I'd like to see Chloe Selke get on the boards and establish an inside presence for the Miners.
I'd really like to see the Miners, other guards besides House, start opening up their shooting a little bit tonight. Ellie Welch is a very capable shooter herself, and they're going to need some of that extra outside shooting against teams like Lakeside if they want to win this conference title.
When you say outside shooting, we don't mean three-pointers all the time, right? 15-footers, 12-footers, anything around the basket, not shooting up three-pointers. I don't think there's anybody on the team shooting better than 25% from beyond the arc right now. So I think the Miners will be well served to work the ball inside.
I think they would too. Looks like they'll have a little bit of an advantage maybe inside tonight with a little bit of their size. Clark Fork able to keep possession of the ball, a couple missed shots here, but have a chance to convert here in the first minute of the game.
Grace Hunter getting a start here. Coach Farkas making some tiny adjustments to the starting lineup, and she'll get Grace in there to begin the game. She's joined by Phillips, Welch, House, and Selke.
And Reuter's going to be fouled as she tries her luck going inside. And they get the block call, and they're going to call that one on.
That was on Phillips, I believe.
Brittany Phillips.
Yeah.
That'll be the first personal of the ball game.
Clark Fork sets up in a stack, out-of-bounds stack. We have a couple people breaking towards the hoop. Nobody's open yet. Boy, didn't Kellogg do a great job last night preventing us from inbounding the ball.
Yes, they did. That was one of the toughest things that I noticed from you guys yesterday is that their pressure defense outside the three-point line on your guards. They really made it tough on the guards.
A couple great athletes on that Kellogg team. Here's House. She's defended by 4. That's Shelton who gives her good resistance and prevents the Miners from putting the ball in the hole. Here comes Clark Fork.
Reuter pulls back. That's the offense.
Reuter passes to Shelton. She goes right side over to Yancey. Clark Fork moving the ball around the perimeter.
Like Wallace out in the man-to-man defense tonight, switching away from their typical zone they've been playing. And there goes Ellie Welch off the mark on her first shot attempt tonight.
Never want to take these games for granted and just assume that you're going to win, but I think Coach Farkas has next couple weeks in mind here, and she's preparing and trying to give a little, add a little flavor to the Miners' attack here. Now they're coming out in some full court pressure.
Oh, we get a timeout by the Clark Fork coach, Jordan Adams, calls timeout, and we'll take a quick break on the floor. It's 3-0 Miners. All right. Oh, go ahead, Perry.
Clark Fork set to inbound the ball. Ball's in Shelton's hand. She passes into Paige Valley, but Welch is there to deflect the ball out of bounds, and it'll be Clark Fork will maintain possession.
Good aggressiveness out of the Miners right there. Really going after these passes here in the backcourt.
Good to see. A little full court pressure. I always love to see, it kind of forces the kids to come out and play with intensity. Any nerves that they might have, hopefully go right out the window because they're so focused on playing with some intensity there. So let's hope that this is a good sign here for the Miners.
And I look for Welch to get her hands on several balls tonight, and she does again.
She averages about 5 steals a game, and multiple deflections out of bounds, and gives everybody a chance to get going the other way. She's a wonderful defender. House guards the inbound ball. That's Shelton. She'll pass into Paige Valerie. Miners again showing man-to-man pressure. There's Brittany Phillips on number 10, Lily Reuter. And yep.
Travel that time by Paige Valerie, number 2 for Clark Fork. She's a 5'1" sophomore for the Wildcats. They don't have a single, or excuse me, the Wampus Cats. They don't have a single senior on the ball game, or on the ball team tonight. And Welch will start the offense once again. Clark Fork running a little 2-3 zone.
The entry pass from House to Selke is a good one, and Selke's fouled. She'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Selke going to get her try her luck at the line right now. Last foul was on number 15, Grace Yancey. She's a junior for the Wampus Cats, one of their, I guess, elder statesmen you'd call it.
Clark Fork is coached by Jordan Adams, assisted by Matt Major. Their athletic director, Phil Kemming, and principal, his athletic director and principal there, Phil Kemming.
And McKelvey Speck into the ballgame, number 3 for the Miners now. And in fact, we're going to get a lane violation on the shooter, Chloe Selke, and it will be Clark Fork basketball.
Come out in a 1-3-1. Well, that looks like a man press here. Hunter guarding 32 Mace at about mid-court.
Thought it might have been a travel there out of Valley, but they don't call it. Clark Fork able to beat the pressure. Oh, nice job by Selke down low, making it stops the Wampus Cat attack. Oh, nice drive baseline there that time. I think that was Valerie.
That's Emily Myers, number 3 there for the Wampus Cats. Her first touch of the game, gets a bucket out of it. 3-2 here early on, just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Nice entry pass, not handled there by Hunter. There's Welch again getting her hands all over the basketball.
Forces a jump ball, and those things kind of add up, and it might not be our ball right now, but who knows, later in the half when we really need it, it could come up our way.
If anything, it'll frustrate Clark Fork. Man, this girl's always getting her hands all over the basketball.
Well, back in the day when I was playing, the way we prevented people from reaching in was like we would chin the ball and swing some elbows, but there's that emphasis not to be swinging elbows, so it becomes a little more difficult. You got to get a quicker outlet pass since you're not allowed to protect the ball quite as much.
Yeah, they seem to clean up the game a little bit these days.
Right. Oh, nice steal by House, and right away she's fouled by Myers. Second team foul for the Wampus Cats.
Miners really being aggressive on defense and pressuring the ball at every chance they get, and they had a good opportunity to really showcase their defense tonight.
Miners with 3 substitutes on the bench, including Kennedy Gilmore and McKenna Merrick and who's that? I'm sorry, Jared. The one next to
and Layla
Miss House. And
Burmeister.
Layla Burmeister, yeah.
I get inside to Hunter, and Hunter's up and good, making it 5-2 now, Miners. Nice job by the Miners getting the ball inside. Oh, missed hand. Oh, thought they might have lost there. Eloise Shelton now able to corral the basketball back.
Wampus Cats slowly and patiently bringing up the ball. They're nearing the 10-second count. And there's 10 seconds right there.
Nice job by House and the Miner defense there.
Referee Todd Bitterman, Ben Allen, and Josh Behrens coming from the Coeur d'Alene area. Nice to see these guys back here. 3 pretty quality officials amongst our group.
Yes, they are. I imagine they'll get to handle a lot of the district tournaments around. Coming up here shortly for girls basketball.
This is
about 2 weeks.
An exciting time for these officials. They work real hard, and they look forward to the district and state tournament assignments that will be forthcoming here. Hunter gets it back outside to Welch. Welch's left-hand drive to the lane.
Ooh, they get her with I call it a travel, I think more of a, I guess, double dribble if you want to call it. Maybe
she kind of got around it. Yeah, that was hard to describe.
If anything, I guess maybe a carry at the most. You could call that one.
When I officiated, Jared, I was somewhat reluctant sometimes to call it travel because someone once told me, if you call it travel, you got to be able to explain it, other than just looking funky.
Yep.
Oh, nice shot from the outside by McKelvey Speck. That's a 2-pointer.
I'll make it 7-2 now. Miners 5-point lead. Miners really playing aggressive with their pressure, and it's forcing a lot of good things for them right now. Again, House gets her hands on the basketball. Coast to coast, just off the rim.
She drives back there to just hit the ball out of bounds, and the Miners will set up in pressure again. Coming into the game for the Wampus Cats, Eva Hoffman will replace number 32, Kelsey Mace. That shot by McKelvey Speck pretty deep. I think her foot might have been on the line. McKelvey's actually the leading three-point shooter percentage-wise on the Miners this year. And there's a foul on number 2, Paige Valerie.
Two hands.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We'll get the production staff on that right away and make an adjustment. But for the meantime, you'll have to just ride with me here. Here's Welch, right side. She looks to Hemphill up the three-point line. Pass it over to Speck. She eyes a three-pointer. Shots up. Good. Nice shooting start tonight by McKelvey Speck. She's got 5 early on here. 10-2 Miners. Man pressure. Nice job by House to make point guard change directions a couple times. Ball's back in Shelton's hands. She dribbles right side. Picks up her dribble. Passes the top of the key to Reuter. Reuter looks inside to substitute Hoffman. And Shelton shot way off. Rebounded by McKelvey Speck. Speck will push the ball up the floor. She's got House right side. Spots up from 3. Her shot up. Just rims out. McKelvey Speck in the right spot, the right time for the rebound. Her putback no good. Same for Macy Hemphill, and the Wampus Cats control the ball. Unfortunately for them, Paige Valerie walked while she was attempting to outlet pass. Phillips will check into the game, giving Welch a well-deserved break. 2 minutes left here, first quarter. Phillips side out to the corner. House, her three-point attempt, no good. Rebound by Emily Myers. Here's Sheldon looking up floor. Misses the cutter there. Myers, nice cut down the floor by Myers, but Sheldon wasn't able to connect. She passes left side to Valerie. Valerie guarded by Speck. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Valerie. That's number 10 is Reuter. Here's for Shelton. And in the corner, Myers, guarded by Hemphill. Good smothering defense by Macy Hemphill there in the corner. And the Wampus Cats having a tough time getting a good look at the basket. There's Valerie guarded by Phillips. Reuter guarded by Specht. And Valerie back up top. Wampus Cats maintaining possession but not really doing anything. Kind of a stalemate here. Impatient though, not trying to force it. Every possession counts in a game like this against a pretty apparently more talented opponent. Let's see how the Wampus Cats handle this.
All right, hopefully I fixed our microphone problem. Let me know if you notice anything wrong going on with the mics. We're trying to fix it as we go here. Nice job, House.
She's picked up on the right sideline by Shelton, who forces a turnover. Wampus Cats will substitute Fournier into the game for, that is Reuter. She'll replace Lily Reuter, Fournier's first appearance of the game. Number 30 for the Wampus Cats.
Under 45 seconds to go here in the first. Miners playing well, 10-2 lead.
Probing. The Wampus Cats very, very patient, almost to a fall here. Looks like they could attempt to get that ball, just instead of dribbling the ball around the outside, try to get that entry pass to the free throw line. The more zones I see, Jared, the more I am a believer. Get that ball inside, and it has to move through the post. If it does not, then you just become a perimeter team unless you have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. That's a tough way to win games.
Got to get that ball into the key to make that defense collapse if you want to get at least, those open, not necessarily threes, 15, 18 footers.
Right.
And if they don't collapse, you're going to have a field day inside.
Oh, wonderful. Speaking of field day, that's an easy two-pointer there for
Layla Burmeister.
Layla's first appearance of the night. She replaced Grace Hunter. And once again, Jaden House with some nice anticipation, left-handed drive to the hoop. It's up and good.
That was a great play by the Miners there to end the half.
Referees go ahead and decide to count that basket. Referee Bitterman was a trail ref there, and he was confident that was in before the buzzer.
And so that's how we'll end the first quarter, 14-2 Miners. We'll be back in a moment. The action here, Ellie Welch handling the ball for the Miners. Gets it to Phillips.
Phillips shot attempt right side, blocked by Myers, and here come the Wampus Cats. First transition look for the night, but they pull it out and get into their half-court offense.
That might have been a great opportunity to keep taking that one to the rack.
Right.
Instead, they'll have to go against that stingy Miner defense so far tonight. Miners, ooh, gonna pick up a little. Oh, they get a double dribble there out of Emily Myers, and the Miners force another turnover. That defense shows up once again. Welch beats the light pressure out of Clark Fork there, finds Speck. Able to get it inside to do the Myers. Nice hands on defense there by Myers. And Selke gets all the way to the rack just off the rim. Ball flying around off the hands of Speck, and it'll be Clark Fork basketball.
All right, 14-2 here. 7 minutes left here in the first half. And the Wampus Cats inbounds attempt goes out of bounds. It'll be the Miners' ball on the baseline. That ball touched
short
by
side. They said it was not touched by anyone, so the Miners will take it off on the side.
Inbounds. Wampus Cats seem to be a little bit disorganized on offense. They'd be a good job to maybe match up a little bit closer with these girls.
Yeah,
So,
not sure it appears to be a 23 defense that they're running, but
meaning trying just to pressure Jaden House and
yeah. Nice job by Miners to get that ball right back inside again. Grace Hunter's fouled and will go to the line for 2.
Hunter playing well. No Brianna Burgum tonight, huh?
She is out right now. Don't think she has COVID, but didn't feel so well, so they thought better of to get checked to make sure. Hopefully she'll be with them next week when they have their senior night game, as she is one of the seniors on this squad.
And I think sometimes, one of the real core players, the heart of the team there, just the good things she does on the basketball floor really don't make their way into the scorebook, so to speak, but without her, they wouldn't be nearly as successful.
There goes, that's Myers.
Shelton running down the floor. She's met by McKelvey Speck, who commits a blocking foul, I think. It'll be Wampus Cats ball out of bounds. Oh, kids are back at school. Coach Young, how do you feel about that?
The kids have seemed to, at least that first week back, they were really enjoying it. Maybe we kind of hit that that moment where maybe they were second guessing themselves, but most kids are having a tremendous time. I know the elementary kids are really excited to be back, and it is I think it's a great deal. Being a teacher here at school also, I love getting to see all the kids every single day. It really makes for a great atmosphere.
Yep, I'm lucky enough to be the 4th grade teacher down at Silver Hills, and today we had our first, it wasn't a field trip, but we had a guest speaker come into the school today, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later, but it was a lot of fun.
Last bucket by Myers for the Wampus Cats.
Wonderful cross-court pass from Speck to Selke. Her layup attempt no good, just rims out. She'll shoot a couple foul shots. 15-5. Miners have a 10-point lead with 6.5 remaining in the first half.
So Selke unable to connect last time at the line. Let's hope she has a little more success this time.
Not many fans here in support of the Wampus Cats. That's a long trip to make, isn't it?
It is a long trip, so hopefully you guys are watching and supporting your squad as well.
We're happy to have you joining us here tonight from Wallace, Idaho.
Selke off the rim, rebound, I believe to Mace, or no, was that Hoffman?
Fournier, I think. Oh, yeah, Hoffman, right? Okay, Miners in a 1-3-1, giving the Wampus Cats a different look, trying to mix it up.
Ooh.
It's really, really great to have a few different defenses that you're comfortable and confident running, and you know that your girls are well suited for. So, if one team is having some success with half-court offense, you can switch it up a little bit and give them a look. Here's Welch.
Lily Reuter on the last bucket for the Wampus Cats, cuts the lead to 8.
Speaking of that, the Wampus Cats coming out, showing some pressure of their own. Wallace does a wonderful job breaking it once again and get a layup out of it by Grace Hunter. Good look up floor by Selke to Hunter.
Yep, they recognize that they got a little over top loaded, did the Wampus Cats that time, and let the Miners get behind them there on the pressure. And the Miners convert again, open that lead back up to double digits.
First game we've had, well, maybe not the first game, but this is one of the first opportunities to see some cheerleaders in the stand or on the floor, and that's a nice addition to our basketball here. Here's a rebound, Welch. She's got the speed to go down court, but guarded closely by Valerie. Valerie does a nice job stopping her. Pass right side the Specht, it's off, but rebound Grace Hunter. She passes out to Welch.
Miners getting some good looks at the bucket right now.
Against a pretty, you know, the Wampus Cats are pretty big down there. Pretty tall, I should say.
Good to see the W Club out there, the Wallace Miners student section here in attendance tonight. Shout out to them for showing up in support of their varsity girls basketball team.
Made up almost entirely of the boys basketball team and a couple of their friends there. And we'll have not a mass substitution, but Mrs. Farkas will replace 3 players there, and into the game comes Hemphill, Burmeister, and Phillips. So on the floor for the Miners, we have Specht, Burmeister, Hemphill, Phillips, and Jaden House.
And everybody on the floor right now will be back next year as well. So the Miners getting a lot of youth onto the floor.
That's exciting when you have a group of kids who have made progress throughout the season and continue to play and battle through. You know, this has been a difficult year for everybody, and I always say this to Coach Farkas, but I love the spirit and the camaraderie her team displays, you know, during practice, and they encourage each other and enthusiastic, and they seem to really enjoy playing with each other.
So Burmeister connects on her first free throw attempt. That last foul was on Emily Myers. She's got 3 personals right now here in the first half, so she's going to have to play smart the rest of this way. It's also the 6th team foul on the Wampus Cats, so 1 more, and the Miners will be in the bonus.
Wampus Cats have 3 substitutes on the bench as well, so 8 against 8 tonight. And there's a rebound by Yancey. She passes off to Shelton. Shelton to Lily Reuter. Here's Reuter back to Shelton in the corner. She's guarded by House, smothering defense in the corner. Does a good job to bounce pass out of it. Here's Valerie. Jump stop at the elbow. Ball deflected by Phillips out of bounds. Attempted to save by Myers, attempted to save, but tipped it right to House, and it's led to a fast break.
Beck just a little too hard on the layup attempt, but another good look from the Miners. The Miners each time down the floor are getting a nice look at that rim.
Kind of handsy too. They're getting kind of scrappy and getting a lot of deflections and making it real difficult for the Wampus Cats to get the ball up the floor.
Oh, 3-point shot attempt up. Tried to bank it in from the corner, didn't work.
Great block out on the shooter by Hemphill, and that leads to a Wallace rebound. Here's House. House should look up to Burmeister, who's standing on the block all alone. Phillips, 3-point attempt from the left side. No good. Rebound by Shelton. She's fouled by Specht.
That was a nice strong rebound by Shelton right there. Able to hang on through the contact. And they called that last foul on, I believe they got it on Specht. Yep. Our first personal, 4th team.
We practiced after school, Jared, and you know it's not always the success on the court that makes you proud of the way your athletes go out there and work, but also their academic success. Just talking to the boys on my team, you know, a number of them are in the top of the class, and same goes for some of these girls as well. Both great athletes and great student athletes, I should say.
Yes, and that's, you know, big thing that's been preached around here, student first, athlete second, and both the girls and boys teams are epitomizing that this season.
How about the junior high this year? Do you have any problems with kids making grades?
Just one.
Yeah?
Just one. Other than that, everybody else stayed eligible throughout the season. And even the one that wasn't eligible was working hard, knew what he was missing.
That's great.
And
that's great.
Working to take care of it.
Yep. Once you start dangling that carrot in front of them, the incentive to demonstrate balance becomes a lot more important.
Ooh, we're going to get a carry there by House. She tried to drive and get into the lane for the Miners.
Welch will replace Specht, who's had a nice run here in the first half. 18-7, about 2.5 minutes remaining here. Clark Fork Wampus Cats versus the Wallace Lady Miners.
Miners switching up the defense a little bit right now, switching back to that 2-3 zone.
And that's what I like to see. Welch felt that screen on her backside, and she wasn't pushing through it, but she was, you know, maintaining her space and fighting through it.
Welch does a really good job pressuring the basketball wherever it is.
She's got a good spatial awareness.
She does. Brittany Phillips joining her up top on the zone.
Burmeister man in the bottom of the zone, hands out. Those long arms serving as a deterrent to anybody trying to go down and make a pass. Nice play by Hemphill.
It was.
She gets it to House. House looks up the floor to Welch. Phillips in the corner. Gives it back to Welch. Miners playing some really unselfish basketball, hunting for that good look at the basket. And there it is from from House. Looked like a good shot, just ended up hitting the support up there.
Yeah, hits the wire, and that'll give it back to the Cats. And we got a full timeout on the floor, I believe taken by the Wampus Cats, and it is, so we'll be back in just a moment.
All right, welcome back. Just under 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Miners have a commanding 18-7 lead, but the Wampus Cats are going away without a fight. There's Reuter up top. She uses a high ball screen there by Hoffman. Gives it up to Valerie. Valerie trying to use the screen by Shelton, but Ellie Welch just not letting that happen. Ellie Welch plays some suffocating defense out there. There's Valerie, swings it right side to Reuter. She drives to the elbow, picks up her dribble.
And a little shout out there. Brenda says, let's go Miners. People watching from home that aren't able to come to the game, so we're glad you guys are watching. Thanks for supporting the Miners tonight. You got a shout out, you want something read out, we go ahead and write in the live comments and we'll try to give you a shout out as soon as we can.
1 minute, 8 seconds here. Coach Farkas standing up, surveying the floor, seeing what the Wampus Cats are throwing at him. Mrs. Farkas assisted by Joe Bauer and Ms. House.
Good job by Hemphill to break out of the trap.
Good call by Bitterman down there on the baseline. That was Grace Yancey trying to apply some pressure on Hemphill, but she was pushing her out of bounds.
Yes, she was.
Veteran move.
Veteran move. So she's going to shoot 1 and 1 here, so we'll be live on the first free throw attempt. Miners 11-point lead, under a minute to go. Hemphill dials one up, and up and good.
One of the nicest looking shots on the Miners team. Hemphill has a nice release and good fundamental shooting form.
Wrote it right there, hitting nothing but net on that first free throw attempt. Second shot coming.
I'm saying she's gonna make it. There's no jinx. That jinx doesn't work here in Channel 3 Sports. Hemphill second shot up. All right, I'll just stop talking about it from now on.
Must have been the win.
Yeah, it must have been the win. I always thought that hoop was a little bit raised right there.
I think that's just Connor Denson telling you that because he missed a dunk over there once.
Yeah, is that right? Well, that's not what his picture shows there. We got a jump ball. Good call by referee Allen there. Both girls got there just about the same time, and just like we said, the ball goes out of bounds to the ball goes out of bounds to the Wampus Cats, and they'll get one final crack at it. Let's see if they hold here for the last shot.
And Lily Vaughter, a little shout out, says, go Wallace. Thanks, Lily. She's also helping doing the camera out here for us tonight. Or Libby. Sheesh. I said Lily. I don't know. Probably because one of the players is named Lily. I just jumped to it. Sorry about that, Libby. She's been helping us with the camera a few of the games this year, and she does a great job.
She's turning bright red as we speak. Hoffman has the ball inside, gets it out to Shelton. Shelton passes off to Valerie, and she's looking for something, but there's that Ellie Welch again, making it difficult on the Wampus Cats. 4 seconds left.
They're going to have to toss one up, and they're not going to get it off.
Shot off.
And they don't, and that's how the first half will end. It's the Miners playing well, especially defensively. Got the 19-7 lead. Miners up 12. We'll be back in about 10 minutes to bring you some second half action.
Hey, welcome back to Kirby Krulitz Court. We're getting ready for a second half of basketball between the Wampus Cats and the Miners. The Miners played a very good first half, some pretty balanced scoring, led by McKelvey Speck with 5, House with 5, Hunter with 5, and Burmeister and Hemphill also notching some points. As for Clark Fork, they've got 7 points, and Emily Myers has 5 of those, and Lily Reuter has the other 2. So what do you think the approach here for the Wampus Cats will be in the second half to try to narrow this margin?
Well, the Wampus Cat first and foremost got to handle the pressure a little bit better. They got to reduce their number of turnovers just to try to get some good shots up. That was the biggest killer, is that they weren't able to handle quite, especially that early man-to-man pressure by the Miners, forced a lot of turnovers, opened it up.
See if the Miners can maintain that defensive intensity. There's a blocking foul called Ben Allen, so that basket's not going to count. It'll be Wampus Cats ball out of bounds.
A tough break there for Shelton, as that was a pretty nice little runner she hit there.
Yeah, I don't know if Allen expected that ball to go in.
So Wampus Cats will line it back up. They already look to be being a little more aggressive with their play, attacking the hoop.
Coach Adams has them coming out here playing aggressive here in the second half. She's going to have to call a timeout, or she's going to have a turnover. And just about the 5-second held ball call, she gets a turnover. That's their a timeout. That's their third timeout, so they'll have 2 remaining.
I want to hear a little bit more about this guest speaker that you had. Apparently you guys took a little trip on the Lewis and Clark Trail this afternoon.
Oh, man. Well, Jared, usually 4th grade is Idaho History Year, and there's lots of opportunities for the kids to get out and learn about our local history and all the great things that make living in Idaho and the Silver Valley special. But in lieu of a field trip, we asked Mr. Dan Smith from the Coeur d'Alene area to come up and visit us, and he was reenacting, he called it living history. He had a pretty good resume. He was actually in Ken Burns' I think it was 2001 Core Discovery program on PBS, and he was Fat Man carrying the boat number 2. So that's how he described himself. But boy, just a wonderful opportunity for the kids to learn a little bit more about Lewis and Clark, and we've been studying them for the past week and a half, and it was really encouraging and exciting to see kids getting excited about some Idaho history when we haven't had a lot of time to discuss those types of things this year. Now that we're in school more, Idaho history is not a core subject, but it's certainly one of the things that makes 4th grade special. So it was a great opportunity to have a little bit of variety in the school, and came dressed in a full buckskin outfit. It was awesome, which he had made himself. So it was a really special day for the 4th grade.
Oh, that's great to hear. It's good to see some normalcy come back to school these days for the kids.
Right. The kids were all very, very curious, had a lot to say, a lot of great questions going that way. And there's back to the game. Myers is going to be called for an offensive foul on,
that would be Selke. They called Selke on an offensive foul right there. Last couple of buckets while we were having a little conversation there, Gracie Yancey hit a bucket for Clark Fork as Jaden House was paving the little trail there for the Miners on the last bucket.
I'm sorry, I just get carried away when I start talking Idaho history.
Oh, they called that last foul actually on
Hunter.
On Hunter. Must have been a moving screen that they called on Hunter there for the second team foul, and Grace Hunter's second personal foul here in the second half.
Miners with some pretty good balance. There's not anybody in there that you have to worry about when you put them in the game. They all take good care of the ball and play great defense. So Coach Farkas has that luxury of having some pretty responsible players in there.
Yeah, they're really getting after this on this press that they're doing right now. Getting hand. It just seems like each time they put it on, they get a hand on the basketball. They might not necessarily get a steal, but they're really speeding up the Wampus Cats and affecting what they want to do.
So Wallace looking to get back on the winning side of the win column here after 3 consecutive losses, but they played some tough games. They played a tough Thompson's Fall team. I think they lost to Kellogg and
then they took a tough one at Lakeside.
At Lakeside as well, yeah.
Jaden House again, nice pass from Welch right there.
And Lakeside was just the other night ago. The other night, right?
Yep, and the Miners actually had the lead in that game for a while. Just couldn't quite finish it. It's tough to win up there on the road.
Always difficult place to play, yeah.
Well, they look for good things. They're going to see them at home next week, so that'll be a good one to watch. So make sure you stay tuned next week for some of
And
our other
then
broadcasts.
How will the district tournament be set up? Where will it be played? Is it a host school or the first place team?
So the first place team will get a bye. I believe the higher seeded team will, for that 2 versus 3 matchup, will I think get the home game, or they'll play somewhere in the Coeur d'Alene area, I believe. And then the number 1 seed will get to host their game, and the 2 seed will have to beat them twice, I believe, with the 3-team playoff they got here. I think they have to win twice. Don't quote me on that. I'll find out for sure later.
Interesting format in the newly formed league here that the Miners are playing in.
Scenic Idaho Conference.
Scenic Idaho Conference, where we're a trio with Lakeside and Genesis Prep, right?
That's correct.
So the Miners, play both those teams next week and have a chance to win the district, go on the state.
And the Miners not making it easy on these Wampus Cats tonight.
27-9, the lead grows. Into the game comes Burmeister and Hemphill. They'll replace Hunter and Selke.
The Miners kind of putting it all together right now. Have some decent shooting on the offensive end and some stellar defense so far tonight. Well, it's all over the ball.
Ooh, back cut, nice back cut there by
Shelton.
And she's fouled by House. Will be Wampus Cats ball out of bounds.
As we reset here, the standard stack. And they're able to get it in easily.
Oh, kick ball out of bounds by Welch, though, not giving number 2 Valerie any passing lanes there.
He's getting hands, feet, everything on the ball tonight.
And some of these girls actually, Jared, last night during the boys varsity game were members of the cheerleading squad. So, man, it's just cool in small schools like this where, you have opportunities to do those special kind of things and even double dip if that's your pleasure.
And Miners doing a nice job getting the ball inside again. Burmeister off the mark. Phillips able to finally capitalize on the 3rd shot attempt for the Miners there, 29-11.
I'd like to say hi to Ledger Sanders out there, a 4th grader, Layla's younger brother. Usually listening, watching his sister play via Channel 3 Sports. Still no food up here, though.
Yeah, Channel 3 advisors got to get on that, I think. Well, Miners forced another turnover. Forced to travel last time down the floor, just off the hands of Burmeister. That was a good idea, though, by the Miners there, and Welch trying to get that ball inside again.
Good look by Welch, and that's that's kind of a learned skill, that lob entry pass. You got to make sure you don't have any help side defense, but just the simple fact that Burmeister had her defender sealed and Welch was looking to get it in there. That's encouraging. Burmeister hustling down the floor to beat.
Oh, nice steal there by Welch, coming out of nowhere to take that one out of the hands of Myers. Up to Burmeister.
Here's Burmeister, gets it right side the house. Good sequence by the Miners. Let's see if they can close it out. No, rebound by Valerie. She'll push. She picks up her dribble, passes left side to Shelton. Or I'm sorry, that's Lily Reuter. Reuter's guarded by Phillips.
Miners going back to that man-to-man here on defense.
In the game for the Miners right now, 3rd quarter. Phillips, Welch, House, Burmeister, and Hemphill.
Welch, should notice, she does a really good job of, when she's guarding her player, taking away the passing lane as she's trying to almost bait that pass to her so she can pick up extra steals. It's kind of like a 6th sense you got to have as a defensive player, and she's got it.
Right. She does a great job of that. Full timeout called by Wampus Cats coach Jordan Adams. See you in about a minute. Four minutes left here, 3rd quarter, 29-11 lead for the Miners. Wampus Cats not going away, though. Here's Valerie, top the key. She's defended by Welch. Welch not giving her any breathing room. tries to swat the ball away, gets her to pick up her dribble, and now she's got held ball, but she does a good job to get the ball off to Shelton. Shelton entry pass denied by a couple Miners, but bounces into the hands of Valerie.
Ball went through a little pinball machine there for a second.
That ball must be slippery, huh?
And
There's a pass to Valerie. She passes back to Shelton, drives to the corner. She's denied by Welch and House.
oh, nice idea there by Shelton, try to get that ball inside. Just not quite enough mustard on the pass, and we'll give that ball back to the Miners after the foul. Get that
Well,
foul on
Cat's
Hoffman.
not going away. Yeah, the foul was on. Yep, that's Eva Hoffman. That's her second foul and the second team foul. Wallace Cats in full court pressure.
Almost forced a turnover, but Hemphill gets it for the Miners and just a little too far behind House. The Miners get it right back.
I think the Mullen Tigers got a victory over Clark Fork. The Lady Tigers got a victory over Clark Fork their first visit up there.
Yeah, anytime you get wins on the road, they're tough to come by.
We're the same classification though, right? Just different leagues?
No, they're actually one classification lower.
Okay. all right.
Technically, if you want to get into it, it's if you're under 100 students or 99, I think you're Division 1 or 1A Division 2, and we're actually 1A Division 1, where you got to be under 161.
I'm really putting you on the spot today, testing your knowledge of our local Idaho sports
I've been learning it.
districts. Yeah, it's different for me, and it seems like just when you have it figured out, they go and switch it.
And they switch the
Instead of
classifications.
1A, it'll be 5A or.
Yep. Well, then each state to states, some states have 7A and
Wow.
no B or anything like that. Washington, they go up to 4A is the highest classification, but they also have B8, B11, and all
And
sorts
I
of
understand the thinking behind it, and make sure that the athletes get a chance to play, competitive games against, or similarly sized schools, and not, have anybody at a real distinct disadvantage. But I've always been of the mind that if you have, 5 to 7 good players, anything can happen.
things. Yep. In fact, some states used to, I know my dad used to tell me he grew up in South Dakota, would talk about the Big B, they called it. They only had there was 32 schools that made up the A division, and then the rest of the state, which was, 50, 60 teams, something like that, all played in the Big B, no matter if you had 35 kids in school or a couple hundred in school, they all played each other. And
Yeah, kind of like what were the
Hoosiers
Hickory
movie.
Hoosiers?
It
Yeah,
was just like
Yeah.
that. I think that Hoosiers movie, that was one of the last years Indiana did that, where they had all the little schools getting their chance to take on and have a true state champion.
For those basketball fans out there, Hoosiers one of my favorite basketball movies ever. You can't watch it without having a smile on your face and wanting to go out there and do some great things on the court. Great play by Hemphill to take the ball, rip the ball away from Valerie. Welch is there for the putback too. Nice play by Ellie Welch. Good play.
Nice job, acting like Jimmy from Hoosiers.
That's
right.
right. Good defensive play by Hemphill. See if Joe Bauer, if Nicole Farkas gets ejected, Bauer might have to drop the old white picket fence.
Might have to.
Got himself all cleaned up tonight, I see. Here's Shelton up top. She dribbles right side, jump stops at about the elbow, passes off to, I should know by now, that's Reuter.
Reuter gets a nice jump shot in the lane, unable to connect. Hemphill, strong rebound.
Well, the Wampus Cats are not shooting three-pointers. They're trying to work the ball around and get good looks, but Wallace Minor defensive pressure is just a little bit too much for them right now. 34-13, under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter.
That was a great job by the Miners there in transition. 3 quick passes right there and get the nice easy bucket.
Nothing prettier on a basketball court, I think, than seeing players share the ball and be unselfish and get those easy layups.
Yep, don't care who gets the points as long as the ball goes in.
On the floor for the Miners, Specht, House, Welch, Hemphill, and Burnmeister. And for the Wampus Cats, we have Reuter, Shelton, Myers, that's Hoffman, and 32 is Mace. There's a high ball screen set by Shelton for Valerie. Valerie doesn't make very good use of it, and she's tied up by Ellie Welch, who ties it up and gets a jump ball call. Shows some good sportsmanship, attempts to give Valerie a hand up. And right away, Coach Farks will go to the bench. She brings in, that's Grace Hunter and Chloe Selke. They'll replace Burmeister, and Hemphill gave the Miners a really good few minutes here in the third quarter.
Miners have been playing solid this basketball game. It's going to be, I don't see them, if they keep playing the way they are right now, this one's getting much closer, but Nice job again passing the basketball inside to Hunter there.
Unfortunately, the JV program for the Miners has been discontinued for the season for a variety of reasons, and
A lot of injuries.
a lot of injuries. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Coach Bauer and the girls coming up on the JV squad, but the few games that they played, he was encouraged by their performance and their attitudes and their determination to get better. So he has real high hopes for this younger group of Wallace Lady Miners.
Ooh, got a lot of contact out there that time by Shelton. She's just a little late trying to close off the sideline. And that's going to be her third personal, fourth team foul on the Wampus Cats.
Did we get into the bonus in the first half? I don't think we reached.
I think we reached 1-1. We
Okay.
did. The Miners got into the 1-1, got a couple free throw attempts. Ooh, Selke just loses the handle as she had an open lane to the bucket there. But turns the ball over, and the Wampus Cats are going to get another shot here with about 35 seconds to go.
See what they do. Miners come out in 1-3-1 pressure again. High ball screen by Valerie for Reuter. Reuter picks up her dribble right side, back out to Valerie. 20 seconds left. Probing, here's another high ball screen.
Just loses her footing there. Oh, I think they called a.
I think Shelton fouled Valerie. Set her flat on the floor and,
Yeah.
and not good to foul your own players there. But good idea, setting a high ball screen, trying to take some of that pressure off her teammate and just was a little bit too active on that ball screen. 12 seconds left. Here's House. She passes right side to Specht. Passes up the shot. Goes top of the key. Here's House. Lets it fly.
Deep three by House.
Good looking three-pointer there by Jaden House. Miners take a 39-13 lead.
And that's how the third quarter is going to end here. 39-13, Miners over the Wampus Cats. We'll be back in a minute with fourth quarter action.
All right, well, welcome back. We're here, 8 minutes. Well, fourth quarter. Just the start of the fourth quarter will be Wampus Cats ball. Miners have a 39-13 lead. I want to wish a belated birthday to Wallace High. ASB King. No, how do I say that? Wallace High School homecoming king there. Will Farkas had a wonderful game last night. Boy, Will did some good things on the basketball court.
I think, what is that, your 14 now, Will? Or what I think Will has his 18th birthday. He's 18 now. Don't lose all your money at the casino, all right?
Just kidding. Luckily, my mic was way up in my head there. No, but
if you didn't know, Will actually is quite a great student. Got the SAT score that might get him into Harvard. Who knows? But nonetheless, we'll start calling basketball again.
there we go. There we go. Will's turning red over there with Lily. Libby, I'm just joking.
Just a little off on that attempt with Speck, but right in the hands of Selke, and she's going to earn 2 more shots at the line. Well, Selke getting 2 more shots. The last foul was on Shelton, and she's got 4 personals now in the ball game. So she's going to have to play real smart the rest of this way.
Shelton does a lot of ball handling for the Wampus Cats too, and the reserves they have on the bench are all post players. So let's hope she can, for the Wampus Cats' sake, stay in the game here and continue to compete for this victory.
And off the hands of House trying to get the rebound there, and it'll be Wampus Cat basketball. Nicole Teskey says, Looking good, girls. Keep up the great defense. So it's good you guys are noticing that too. The Miners have some of the best defense I've seen them play here at home all year.
I've always been impressed with their offensive capabilities, but I think that's a thing that's really going to push them towards success here, is playing great defense. Here's a nice three-quarters court pass up to Phillips. Her shot no good, gets her own rebound, passes to House, who drives left side, gets her own rebound. Nice job by the Miners.
And good job by the Miners following their shots.
And Phillips from the top of the key drains a long three-pointer.
She missed that first one on purpose. She wanted to get that extra point, I think.
42-13 Miners, nearly a 30-point lead.
Oh, and if we do reach a 30-point lead, if you notice the clock's still running, rules in Idaho, once the team's up 30, they run the clock, and I think that's a good rule.
Regardless of whether or not the team can close that deficit?
Yeah, regardless. Once it hits 30, you're at a running clock, and you know, if you do manage to come back there, which would be probably pretty fun to watch, you're going to have to do it with your timeouts. The only way to stop it.
I'm not rooting for any Wampus Cat big comeback, but I would like to see them play the remainder of this fourth quarter just so the Miners can continue to improve and work on those things that they need to work on for next week's games and the district tournament approaching the following week. Once again, the Miners in action again on Tuesday night versus Lakeside, and then they host Genesis Prep here on senior night on Thursday.
A shot there by Paige Valerie, knocking the free throw attempt down. He was fouled by House on the last one. It was the fourth team foul for the Miners. House's second personal.
You know, each school around this area has, you know, develops a little reputation. I know we all like to think our small communities are the best, but my wife went to school in Mullen, and she tells of epic battles with the girls from Clark Fork.
I always tell people I wish I could have been here in the heyday of the Silver Valley area when it was
thousands of kids and
thousands
yep,
of people. I mean,
top classifications and real competitive teams, but you know, good things in the future here for the Miners.
Oh, approaching 5 minutes to play here in the ball game. Miners up 42-15. Both teams playing hard. You haven't seen anybody lack on the hustle factor.
No, I'm super impressed with the way the Wampus Cats are getting after it. I'm not just saying that. Hemphill has a block on the baseline. Ball will be out of bounds to the Wampus Cats. That should be Grace's third foul, I think.
I think that was the 5th team foul on the Miners.
But that's the third foul on Grace. She'll come out of the game and get a quick breather. So will House and Selke. Replacing them is Hemphill, Burmeister, and Specht.
Nice shot there by.
Rebound by the.
They were unable to connect.
Nice rebound by Phillips. She passes up court to Welch. Welch left side to Hemphill, looking for a cutting Burmeister. Wonderful cut by Layla.
Good
Not
ball.
able to.
Good ball movement.
Yeah,
by the
very
Miners
good ball
tonight.
movement. I know Coach Farks has been working on that motion cutting offense there. We're getting girls cutting right at the elbow and maybe getting them on a flash to the hoop. Myers stuck in the corner. Her pass, no good. Intercepted by Burmeister, handled by Phillips. She dribbles right side.
One thing I noticed about the Miners this game is their passing has looked a lot more crisp here later on in the season, and it's paying off with good looks. And
Right. That's always one of my biggest frustrations here with, not my team in general, but just kids in general. It seems like we gotta do a better job learning how to catch the ball and
everybody
and
wants
pass
to
the ball.
everybody wants to shoot and score, but those little things that get you there.
Yeah.
The passing, the body position, anticipation, those type of things are what lead you into those points. And the Miners are kind of putting it all together tonight.
I'm really happy with the improvement we've seen from this team throughout the year, and even though they're under 500 right now, they have a chance to get right back there to about 500 and compete for a district championship. Nice pass by Welch and put back in by Burmeister. Nice job.
I always like seeing those toilet bowl rolls.
Just goes around and around and around. We had one of those happen the other night in Genesis Prep. We had an exciting finish to the game, and the game-winning free throw was shot by Carter Bailey, and for a little bit it didn't seem like it was going to go in, but finally it found its way through the goal for a Wallace victory.
Well, Miners on the attack once again here. Almost 3 minutes left in the game.
Love it. Quick pass to the wing and entry pass to the post.
And the Miners they've done a nice job shooting the outside, but they're not settling for jump shots. They're really working it inside.
And that's encouraging too. I think Miners going to be more successful if they get the ball inside and have some of those three-pointers fall for them as a bonus. Wonderful pass
There
by
it is
Welch
again.
to a cutting Burmeister right down the middle. They're making some real nice teamwork here.
That was a pretty play. I love seeing them hit the bigs in transition.
Yep, Burmeister running the rim line right down the middle of the floor, and she was in the right place at the right time. 2-3 zone shown by the Miners. Speck guarding Valerie closely. Reuter passes right side to Shelton. Her pass deflected by Ellie Welch.
And she's had to have her hand on at least 20
Yeah,
passes
right.
tonight.
Maybe not her typical 5 steals, but boy, she has a lot of deflections here tonight. Really encouraged with the play of Chloe Selke here of recent too. She had kind of a slow start to the year, but right now she's averaging about 10 points a game and 8 rebounds, and that's a really important inside presence for the Miners.
Beck just a little bit short on the last 3-point attempt, but looked good coming out of the hand. But Reuter will set up the offense for the Wampus Cats another time.
Have you had your second inoculation yet?
Tomorrow.
Yep. Me too.
3:20, and I get vaccinated. I
Okay,
guess is
yeah.
what you call it. I don't know.
Mine's a little bit, I think I call it inoculation. I don't know if
I
that's the
don't-
right word. Yeah, but going to get our second round of COVID shots, and it's good. My parents live in Washington, and they were able to drive to the Clark County Fairgrounds and get theirs today, so I'm happy for them. Seeming like things are starting to smooth out a little bit, and the people who really need to get that shot are getting them.
Yep. And again, I know everyone wants this whole situation to end, but at least we're starting to see some light, I would hope, I want to say, at the end of the tunnel.
Yep. This is great. Had a nice crowd for the boys basketball game last night. I think a lot of kids are probably home studying this evening, but I hope to see them back out for Tuesday night and Thursday night, senior night especially. Should be an exciting night for the Miners. The Miners have how many seniors? 1, 2, 3 seniors on the team, Merrick, Selke, and Brianna Bergam. So we'll celebrate them on Thursday evening. Come on out and support the Miners if you can and are able. Seeing her first action of the night here for the Wampus Cats is number 33, Breezy Fournier. No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Who came in for the first time there? No, Fournier's been in the game plenty already, so I apologize for that. Welch brings it up right side, gets it to Selke,
And
travels with the ball.
Yep, she took one too many steps there.
Looks like she might have been thinking about that extra pass to Hemphill on the opposite block, but just made a little bit of indecision.
And this could be our last possession of the night here. Under about 15 seconds left. Wampus Cats got the ball. Miners trying to dial up that defense one last time.
There's Reuter right side. She passes to Fournier. Her shot no good. Rebounded inside by Yancey. Passes out to Reuter. Goes left side to Valerie. And the last shot attempt doesn't get it off before the buzzer.
Well, again, great job by both teams tonight. Good job, but Miners played an all-around basketball game tonight. It'll be tough to beat if they can continue to play like that. I'd like to thank our Channel 3 sponsors once again. Hopefully you saw them run across the ticker. We'll give them some more shout-outs in the last couple games of the year. But Barry, thanks again for joining us tonight, calling a great game.
Thanks for having me. You can see the Miners play Saturday afternoon for the boys team plays Saturday afternoon at Timberlake, and the girls are back in action on Tuesday night.
All right, that's it here from Kirby Krulitz Court here in Miner Country. Go Miners.
Go Miners.